holding this time in the sort of renewal and recasting of CCNet, and that represents a partnership of the University of Illinois and the community, as you will see. And my part of this is small. It just simply is to point out that there's something going on at the university that hopefully the community would be interested in partnering with around sustainability. So I'm going to walk quickly through the last few years, give you some sense, and leave you hopefully with the impression that something is going on, and hand this off to our other panelists. In 2006 and 2007, the strategic plan for our campus pointed to the need to do more coordinated things around sustainability, speaking broadly, not just the environment, but the social and economic aspects as well. And that led to the formation of two structures in 2008, the Sustainability Council that is actually chaired by our Chancellor and has many campus leaders in it, as well as a sampling of students and faculty and deans, and then the Office of Sustainability that I'm the director of. And just to kind of give you a timeline, in 2008, 2009, we spent a lot of time and effort listening to thought leaders, bringing in the community, talking to students, and fashioning a vision that was meant to say, what is our place in what we're calling sustainability? Not only just in our campus, but our community and globally. In the last several months, we have focused a great deal more attention talking about, so now what are we going to do that we have a grand vision? So just an overview of some of the things that pertain to that. First of all, we have identified two what we call global learning challenges that we think that the assets of our university and our partnerships with the community are a model for and actually are relevant to on a world scale. And so both sort of the ecosystem and protecting and in some cases restoring or mimicking critical ecosystem functions is one of that. We also want to pay some deliberate attention to developing countries and the poor, wherever they might be, and how the sustainability movement is relevant to them and the way that they live. We have 5 goals around the sustainability vision at the University of Illinois, and I should say that the visioning around sustainability and the activity around it is far greater than the office. Barbara Minster, a colleague, has actually helped me with the sort of planning and visioning process, but in reality, there's probably hundreds of people now that have been involved in some way or another. So we're trying to engender a shared vision here and shared goals with a lot of participation and coordinating things in a way that, quite frankly, our university is not real good at doing and behaving. So it's a bit of an experiment in that way, and these 5 goals give you some sense of the range of interest that we have. Those being our campus operations, to what are we doing in education, curricula, degrees, workforce training, to how do we bring people together in more cross-cutting ways to work together and be more coordinated and collaborative around these kinds of issues. And we have our own sustainability issues as well, both incentives and the costs of business and just what it takes to really advance the University of Illinois in its sound fiscal condition in the future. There are 3 task forces that are operating right now around 3 of those goals. I won't go into detail on them, but they are really tasked with identifying things that we're going to do in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months that we will begin to say and point back and say this is our trajectory, our momentum, and we're beginning to learn how to work around these subject matters in new ways. The Sustainability Council has been very involved as well in terms of thinking about the high-level policies and what all this means for the University of Illinois. We have some keynote activities, and this is where the subtext of what I'm saying begins to shift a little bit more to the community. We have a climate action plan that we are engaged with that has a lot of community involvement in it. We have a Scholarship of Sustainability series, also attended by many people in the community every week. We're designing some sustainability collaboratives. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. We're going on with looking at our curriculum and how we infuse these concepts throughout the kind of coursework that we have on our campus. And we're beginning to focus a lot more on engagement. The Exhibit A here today will be CCNet, and I will leave that to others to talk about in more detail. But there are many others that we could mention here, including a partnership with the community colleges in Illinois. I mentioned sustainability collaboratives. One of the things that has come out of conversations on campus and with our community partners is that if you look at what the University of Illinois, what this region is, we have incredible capabilities around the food, water, energy nexus, which is indeed a very challenging thing that is playing itself out in variations of the same theme globally. So as we look to the future, we're interested in how we advance our leadership in this whole arena. And that's what I say when we're designing sustainability collaboratives. We're looking at place-based ways that we can begin to work together with our community and advance some of these ideas, technologies, and thoughts. And I'll close with this. We have a bit of a mission statement that we've embraced for the Sustainability Initiative at the University of Illinois. And there's one part I think that's particularly important here. We need to be locally relevant, and we need to be globally preeminent. And we can't be globally preeminent without being locally relevant. Working it out in our own backyard, learning what this means, working with our communities, demonstrating that we really mean that we're a land-grant university and we're about these kinds of changes. That's what CCNet is all about.